Boom. What up, guys?
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of
Don't Do That.
Don't Do That.
Right here on Mad as Hell Monday
On 16 TV.
Now, we are also going to be
streaming
for
on 16 TV
2
too as well.
So welcome 16 TV 2 to the program.
Yep,
of Don't Do That expansion. And I am trying something new, and I actually have my notes instead of on the actual phone. Everything is on a laptop for me to be able to read off of notage instead of like how he does it. He uses
I use the
index
cards.
I am using the laptop because I don't want to write a bunch of stuff. I'm just lazy.
It's all good.
Okay? Lazy.
All right.
You're right.
So
I would rather type.
Mad as Hell Monday. For those that are just tuning in for 16 TV, you may not have been watching the main channel. Mad as Hell Monday is where we talk about stuff that makes us
mad as hell.
Mad as hell. We be mad as hell. So we got to tell you about what's going on. And should you go first or should I go first?
I don't know. Well, like yesterday, not yesterday, but
Suck It Saturday.
Suck It Saturday. You did.
Saturday.
You really didn't have much. We just kind of coincided together. Yeah, so you go ahead. Go ahead and you start it this time.
Okay. So a lot of people talk about what Trump is doing in DC. The whole illegal, not cool, taking over of DC, bullying towns, cities that have Black leadership, and turning over the military, turning the military into a police force on American soil against Americans.
Against the citizens of the United States. There's not just
a lot of
illegals.
A lot of people are wondering what's going on. My theory, just a theory, is that he is trying to initiate a race war with all the things that he has been doing. And so I have been getting more with the writing of my segment, and I'm calling this one Starting the Race War, The Road to Martial Law.
No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace. So George Floyd, remember George Floyd? I'm quite sure you do.
Everybody loves to talk shit about him all the
George
time
Floyd.
still.
We're looking at you, Lil Yachty.
That was so
a long moment of silence for how stupid this young man is. I'm not going to even repeat the bar. First of all, it's a whack ass bar.
Very.
Second of all, it's a disrespectful and tone deaf as hell ass bar. So no.
And you as a young Black man need to get back into your head and I don't know. You need to really look into yourself. I digress.
I don't even wouldn't want to make this about whack rappers. Okay. So George Floyd. We all know about George Floyd. We all know what happened. It's historical. And talks of Derek Chauvin being pardoned fans the flames. Yeah,
even though we all know that they have already dropped the federal charges, but the president himself cannot dismiss any state charges. Let's just remind ourselves of this.
So we fan the flames, right?
Yeah, fan the flames. Like there's a possibility that it could happen.
And then, y'all remember Breonna Taylor? Everybody remember Breonna Taylor?
Say her name.
Okay. Now, in the case of Breonna Taylor, 3, unos, dos, tres, police officers were involved in the fatal shooting. The officer that they actually charged, because there was 3 of them, but they only charged 1. They said he was not responsible for the bullet that took Breonna Taylor's life. So that means that one of the other 2 officers that was not even charged was responsible, right? But they weren't even charged. Then, in a disgusting turn of events, recently, and we reported it on this show, the officer that was charged was given 1 day.
Because the rest of his time was considered time served.
1 day. Insulting to the family of Breonna Taylor. Distasteful as hell. What if it was your sister? What if it was your mother? What if it was your significant other?
No excuse of, well, my family wouldn't have been that stupid.
No justice. No peace. Now recently, William McNeil. Officer DJ Bowers was not even charged. Not even charged.
I don't even care. That was a sucker punch, and none of y'all can say otherwise. I don't even
charged for what we all saw in that viral video as being unnecessary use of force. Bust this man's window out
and
sucker punched him in the face. Pulls him out of his vehicle. Already had him subdued. I don't care what struggling he doing. It's 3 of y'all. It's 1 of him. He ain't but that big.
Right. He's like barely bigger than I am.
Still punched him in the face again, right? Wasn't even charged.
No, that wasn't excessive force. Boot looking ass.
No justice. No peace. These are all the things that fan the flame, right? Fan the flame. The Cincinnati Brawl. White man smacks the shit out of a black man.
Even in the man. Now let me break this before you go anywhere. Because everybody wants to sit there and say, when it comes to the N-word, oh, they're so quick to jump on the N-word, right? Right. Wait. Hold on.
I am.
Now, mind you, this man still called him the N-word before he was slapped. That young man didn't even react to the N-word because he's like, whatever, it is what it is. What the fuck ever. Another drunk ass white dude out here trying to, do his thing and act big, bad, and tough because he's Russian.
Oh, yeah, you fucking nigga.
But then he slaps him. And that's when his friend was like, no, fuck that. Yeah. You guys took it too far.
Yeah.
You took it too far.
The guy that got slapped was ready to let it go.
When you started to put your hands on somebody else.
Oh, man.
That is not your child. That is not your friend. That is not your family member. It doesn't matter.
Oh, man, I ain't think about this white boy, man.
You need to stop. And then
we all drinking. We all high, man. We all drinking. We all high, man. It's the Jazz Fest. I'm having a good time. Before we get
off of subject, let's go because this motherfucker, that whole situation pisses me off.
So the Cincinnati Brawl, right? They rounded up all the black people
that were
involved in that altercation, right?
But not the white man.
Even after they've seen the additional footage that shows that the white man started it, even after they showed the additional footage that Holly,
dumbass,
was all up in one of the brothers' faces, grabbing him by the shoulders like she knew him personally, talking all kinds of trash all in his face. Before she got pulled by her hair by a female and clocked by a brother, right? But
no justice, no peace.
Him starting it and assaulting the brother, violence, right? Assault, battery with all that, right?
No justice,
no charge,
no peace.
No charge for the white man.
And I'm here for it.
Started the altercation, right? No justice, no peace. Now, finally, Trump takes over D.C. Headed up by black leadership. Targets a bunch of blacks. First 200 whatever arrests he makes, I can give you 3 guesses and the first 2 don't count to what the numbers look like as far as who was getting rounded up, right? Okay.
Exactly.
the Smithsonian Museum.
Let's take
He
away
is
all the
literally erasing parts of Black history that paint the slave,
truth.
the truth.
The truth. There's
about
nothing wrong with the
slavery
truth.
and, yeah,
obviously, there's something wrong with the truth, obviously. But in order for us to be able to learn,
he wants the world
we need to get rid of. We need to learn from the distasteful, ugly shit that did happen. There's nothing wrong with learning
like
from
Charlie
that.
Kirk.
But what is wrong is not learning from that and erasing it so that there's no way that we can learn from it.
It's uncomfortable. Nobody wants to talk
Nobody wants to talk about it, but it needs to be something that needs to be talked about so the same mistakes are not made again.
I saw the whole interview, or there was like a thing that I saw this morning with Charlie Kirk, and he's talking to a young Black man. He's talking about DEI. And they're talking about how it's been 60 years since the civil rights movement and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all of that. And, you know, you guys are doing good now. There's nothing, you know,
and yet I also watched a video that contradicted
stereotypes
everything he said.
Are still a thing in movies, magazine, television shows, housing, crime. Everybody and their mama knows that if you're driving with a brother, you're probably going to get pulled over because people racial profile.
Yeah,
right?
They do.
And the whole world knows about that, right? I saw a video where there was a Mexican guy and he was apologizing to Black people because he said he had Black friends all his life and they used to talk about racial profiling and how they couldn't go nowhere without getting harassed and this and that. And he says to himself, he says in the video, well, I'm brown and I don't feel that. But now
you do, don't you?
ICE. But now you feel it, right?
That touching you a little bit
the same thing that we've been feeling for 60 years, everybody else is starting to feel that's not of the right pigmentation, right?
Mm-hmm. Now I want to go into and use exactly what because that was perfect too whenever it came to the housing and whatnot, right? Because we had seen a video and I'm sure everybody has seen this by now. If you know Indisputable, the Young Turks, anything like that, you already know.
Dressed up as the white guy?
No, he didn't dress. He applied as a white man.
He applied as a white guy.
Now, mind you, after this is after. Yeah. After he already had a disagreement with somebody about it. Now, mind you, he had applied as himself first. Nothing. Months.
No response.
No response. Uses the white man's profile. Less than an hour. Immediate response. All right, Google search it yourself. Again, use the little Twitter fingers that you have if you're going to talk shit. Look it up yourself. I give you the information. You go ahead and fact check it for me if you don't believe me. But it is what it is. I digress because this goes right into right here called homelessness in America.
Man, we do need.
No, I did some math. I looked into it, bro. I looked into it. Now in 2024. There was approximately 771,480 homeless people, according to HUD. That is approximately 118,000 more than the previous year in 2023. This includes emergency shelters, transitional housing programs, safe havens, streets, cars, and also parks. This data is collected by volunteers going out in one night in January and accounting for everyone the best that they can, because we know the numbers are not going to be 100% accurate. It's just not going to be. These people will hide from you because they're scared of people, like they're going to treat them like a piece of trash on the side of the road.
Or throw them in jail like they did
now,
in Washington.
Becoming homeless has many factors to it. Affordable housing crisis that is going on as we speak. Rising inflation as we speak, declining incomes as we speak, children being aged out of the foster system that is meant to help them, and of course, the lingering effects of the racism in the housing system. Again, look it up. I give you the information. You look it up yourself.
It's there. Oh, it's there.
2, here it is. This is a breakdown just for Michigan, here in Michigan alone. Okay, the numbers are insane, and you can't. Where is it going?
We see people every day.
Supportive housing services. For the 2025 budget, they passed approximately $20 million dedicated to supportive housing services. This is supposed to help families experiencing homelessness and other challenges that put you in the situation. Emergency shelter programs. This is supposed to go to making sure that there is a safe space for those that need help. Main example for this is for abuse, domestic and drug abuse programs. Emergency solution grants. They receive this through HUD, which is then administered through MISHDA. These funds are supposed to go to street outreach, improving and operating homeless shelters, rapid housing initiatives to get help quicker, and homelessness prevention programs. Housing and Community Development Fund. This is supposed to help increase the state's affordable housing stock and supports things aimed at rejuvenating downtown communities.
That's what's supposed to be.
Homeless shelter tax credit. This tax credit is for cash contributions to homeless shelters, food kitchens, food banks, or other organizations providing services to indigent individuals. Taxpayers can claim a credit equal to 50% of their cash contributions, obviously up to a certain limit. So God forbid you donate too much. Other initiatives for the fiscal year of 2025 include $8.5 million to expand family shelters and support homeless families, $20 million for the permanent supportive housing program, $1.5 million for a right to counsel initiative in Detroit aimed at helping residents facing eviction. Significant amount of this money goes to Department of Housing and Human Services for federal sources such as temporary assistance for needy families, supplemental nutrition assistance programs. Our state's budget does play a big part in how that money is distributed. Okay, it is how they do the budget and tax policies by leveraging the federal funds and how they directly invest in these programs. Now, I'm about to tell you a few things. How is this money mismanaged? Okay, where is millions for Michigan alone? Ladies and gentlemen, millions. Where is it going?
I want to know something too.
They leverage our tax dollars that are specifically to go directly to these programs, and they do not use it. How many places have you gone to, even worked as a teenager? Whether it be fast food, whether it not be restaurants like Applebee's and stuff like that. Places like Kroger, Target, Walmart, Meijer, whatever. Whichever ones you go to. It doesn't matter, all right? Not speaking on one indirectly. But you ask them, how much do you throw away? Books, coloring books, toilet paper, food that's only damaged but still good. Why is that not used as a simple tax write-off for this and donated to stuff like this to help and also take off an immense amount of tax dollars?
Everybody's saying it can't be wrong.
Not everybody's lying, bro.
That's what I'm saying. But I got a question.
Go ahead.
Did you ever think all the money that we spend on ice?
You guys just don't understand, bro.
All this money that he's spending on ice.
Alone.
Right? Giving them damn near infinite bread, right? To do what they do and busting in people's windows.
Sorry, y'all. That's
shooting at
it just has me irritated.
Citizens, and you know what I mean? Out of all this money that he's spending for ICE, where's the money for our homeless to get them off the streets?
But instead, forcing them into an asylum type of living.
What we're doing, watch the game. What we're doing is he's taking the homeless, and he's already said he's going to throw them in jail. Right? What happens when they go in jail? You get
Free labor.
money off each
Or
prisoner and free labor.
I feel like that's coming. They've already did that when it comes to our immigrants, when it comes to the farming and whatnot. Now,
are we talking about Article 13?
We digress now. Okay, let them do the research themselves. Okay, because we have one more part to get into. Now, if you remember on what was it, Suck It Saturday? Is that what we named it?
Yes, we did.
I was we were talking about the gentleman we were talking about. A name of Casey Goodson Jr. had came up. Right? Now I had to literally dig into articles and whatnot because this is still going on from 5 years ago. 5 years ago, there's literally still a court date going on, a hearing to go on. Okay. Franklin County deputy indicted 44-year-old Jason Mead for 2 counts of murder and 1 count of reckless homicide. Casey was 23 and unarmed and shot several times in the back. Of course, Mead's attorney stated that Goodson had pointed a gun at him, and indeed there was no gun found. Now, of course, even the sheriff's office stated that they are to be held even higher than anyone else. They're people, okay? Basically stating that you are not above the law. But some of the things still are shaky because it pisses you off. Now, he is running errands. This is Casey Goodson. He was running errands and he was unlocking his door. He literally only had keys and sandwiches in his hands from Subway. All right. Now, the officer was out doing a sweep because he was with SWAT at the moment. Why he was with SWAT? I don't know, because his background was really stupidly fucked up. All right. Now, he was doing a sweep of so-called violent offenders, and Mr. Goodson was not part of the target audience. The jury was the one that wanted it to go to trial. All right. His grandmother and 5-year-old brother were in the house when they had shot him several times in the back. There was also a federal civil rights lawsuit that had happened. They wanted everyone involved held accountable. He was on a no contact list for 4 years and was not allowed to be around inmates because of his violent acts. They still had then took him off that list and employed him to the SWAT team where he really belongs, right? Awesome, guys. Great job. Someone that has a history of this, and they allowed him to have a rifle in his hands. They trained this man to be a killer, and they as well needed to be held accountable. Excessive force, wrongful death, and the money claim about patterns, practices, and customs. I jacked that up. I typed it bad. That came about for his murder. There were no body camera available and no eyewitnesses to the situation. DOJ put in a lot of time for this case, and as of July 2024, the family settled with a settlement of $7 million in lawsuit. This is what the family had to say. The settlement allows the family to resolve their civil claims against Franklin County, enabling them to concentrate fully on the upcoming murder trial of Michael Jason Mead. Sean Walton said, now that's the family attorney. While no amount of money can obviously ever compensate for the loss of Casey, this settlement is a crucial acknowledgement, as I've always said, acknowledgement that you jacked up and killed somebody. All right. Of the profound impact his death has had on his family and the broader community. In February 2024, there was a mistrial and the jury just couldn't figure it out. The trial was rescheduled several times for various reasons. They, however, will go and try him again in October of this year. Now, mind you, he was also on paid leave for quite some time. They finally decided to take him off. What in actual God's name are you guys like? I mean, especially stupid? Are you guys, I mean, what the actual fuck? Thanks, guys. Exactly. And the man had a record of violent behavior as it is. And still did, obviously, because he murdered somebody. and you're fighting this.
But we got more for you.
The man was unarmed.
We got more for you on Wednesday, though. Probably call it Bad as Hell Monday.
Unarmed.
No, it's gonna be Wicked Wednesday.
He's in sandwiches. God, he must have been. He might have needed to lose weight. That's probably why he was mad, because of the Subway sandwiches. That's for later. What are you doing? All right, guys. Thanks again for coming out and see us. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, get notified for each and every time we drop new content. And thanks again for your support. If you decide to join me here on 16 TV too. Pieces.